What does to fight for peace mean? To fight for peace might be a contradiction of terms to many people, but how one fights towards peace is to found peace within oneself, to understand it, to view it as the nature of all that is. And then, afterwards, you can influence others and encourage them to be peaceful towards themselves and how they view themselves, and also how they view others and influence others. To fight for peace, one has to accept that one's own ego is just a tiny part of the universal existence. One's ego, one's desires, one's fears, one's goals, one's imaginings are all just a tiny piece of everything that makes up even humanity. Everyone in humanity has their own self-composed ego. Everyone in humanity has their own goals, their own dreams, has their own desires and fears, has what they view as the highest virtues, has what they view as the highest level of perseverance in attaining all of these things. But to accept that one has these for himself, but others have them for themselves, and to try to come to a compromise and living together, that's what peace is. The natural stability that comes when we understand ourselves and others. But it always starts with understanding ourselves. Without self-understanding, without self-insight, without self-practice in whatever either spiritual or political system you operate in, without these things, one cannot exist in a happy state for oneself and influence others in a positive way. And influencing others in a positive way is what society and civilization is about. We seek to influence others through our own ideology because we view our ideology as the ideology of positivity, not negativity. We view our ideology as that which drove us to become a better person, who we are. We oftentimes view ourselves as a better person than we were, and we want to spread that to other people. And that's why everyone who has conflicting ideas, even when they turn to war, even when they turn to conflict in social circles, disagreements of ideology or disagreements of emotions, disagreements of communication, it always comes from a desire to impose one's understanding of peace onto others. And when we decide that our own ideology is where peace comes from, the foundation of peace, we have to understand something, that we do not necessarily know that this is the case. And even if we feel like we know that our ideology is the center of peace, and peace is the circumference around our ideology, we have to understand that perhaps other ideologies have their own circumference of peace, and these circumferences of peace overlap. Society and humanity in general is an overlap of all these different influences from within different people. Our own understandings, our own ideas of what can be and what should be, our own ideas of what has been and what is now. And these overlapping sections, they are either a peaceful region or a region of conflict. Either we are conflicting with people constantly, whether it's a nation or a single individual, or these overlapping sections are where we come to understand each other. And either way, there's always a connection in this overlap, this overlap of circumferences of peace. There's always a connection and a breaking of borders between one individual and another, one country and another, one corporation and another. It doesn't matter. The boundary is always broken. Now, if we choose to send conflict or receive conflict, if we choose to participate in a joint conflict, if the other side is even being the one that starts it, it's allowing ourselves to fall away from natural stability, which can always be attained no matter what the situation is. Even if it's very difficult, stability and peace can be attained. And to fight for peace, one truly understands how to fight for continued existence of humanity. And that's all I got to say about that. Thank you for watching.